Welcome to the channel, all you beautiful people. My name is Grizzy, and today we are going to teach you guys how to break out of platinum, how to reach that diamond level to get you that sexy badge and that sexy charm you can put on your weapon so you can flex to all your friends and show all the homies. So guys, I'm going to be breaking down gameplay later on in this video. It's going to be Super Hot Goat, his platinum level gameplay on PC with mouse and keyboard. Before we get into the coaching video, I'm going to give you guys 5 general tips on how you can improve and how you guys can break out of platinum. First off, as you reach higher ranks in this game, you are going to want to play with a team. I know, as hard as it sounds, you are going to have to socialize, meet up, find some new people. You know, there are plenty of people looking for groups, looking for teams to play ranked with, so it's much easier to rank up and hit diamond if you have a 3-stack and you have a squad. And whether you're playing with a squad or you're playing solo, it's gonna benefit you and your team if there's an IGL or in-game leader. I recommend that you take control, you take lead, and one player can help determine, you know, where the team is gonna go, where they're gonna land, and how they're gonna play out each and every scenario. If one person is taking the lead, then it's going to help guide the whole team together and you're going to play more as a unit. And that's the second tip. We need to have an IGL or in-game leader. Next up, the third tip is to perfect a landing spot or 2. Me and my team, we typically land carrier every single game this split, and we've had lots of success. Key notes that I want you to take: try to find a landing spot that has potential crafting areas and also could have a beacon close by. If you have access to crafting, you will be able to craft batteries for late game, and you will also have a beacon so it can determine where you can rotate from your first landing spot. Also, when you're landing, note that you only want to have max of 1 other team coming with you. If 2 or more teams are coming to your landing spot, I want you and the team to have a backup plan and a backup landing spot so that you guys can safely loop up, because having a fresh start, having a good start to the game is critical in rank. You're going to lose 36 RP in plat if you immediately die, or 48 once you hit the diamond. So guys, that's huge. The beginning of the game is just as important as in-game. After you perfect a landing spot, make sure you guys, for tip number 4, make sure you guys are reviewing VODs. That's a big way to improve at this game. Go through previous recorded gameplay with you and your team and discuss how you guys can play better as a unit. You know, fix your positioning, how you would replay scenarios, and talk with your teammates and just be respectful of each other and just learn together and grow together as players. Next up, the 5th tip is to have a game plan. Usually I see a lot of people playing ranked and they really don't have a game plan. They just kind of run around until they hear shots and try to third party those shots. You know, if you have a scout legend, land by a beacon, scan that beacon and rotate to other beacons so that you can safely rotate throughout the map and have the best spot for in-game. Or maybe you're utilizing Loba. If you're using Loba, make sure you guys are getting in early game fights, because you guys are going to be much more looted than any other team in the game. Play to the benefit of your legend. If you're playing Gibby, use a G7 Scout, use a Mastiff. If you're playing a close aggressive character like Bloodhound or Wraith, you know, make sure you're using R99s, Volts, things that benefit you and your team, and just have a game plan each game. I also suggest that you guys utilize the same couple weapon loadouts. Get really comfortable with 3 or 4 weapons and rock those weapons every single game. That way you really master those weapons and your teammates know exactly what you're looking for and how to help you out. Last but not least, I'll give you guys a little extra tip, and that is subscribe to the channel. I'm bringing you guys tons of Apex Legends content. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. It would mean so much to me if you guys help me reach that 1,000 subscriber goal. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and now we're gonna get right into the coaching video. All right, guys, so we are going to get into Super Hot Goat's gameplay here. Let's first check out the legend composition, because this is going to dictate how they play and what their strategy is going to be. You want to cater your playstyle to those legends that you're selecting. That way you can be more successful in your games. It looks like they're running Lifeline, which is Super Hot Goats. That's his main. They have a Bloodhound and they have a Loba. So I want to get into this. They are going to struggle with their rotations. They don't really have a legend that can kind of help them move quickly about the map. So what this team composition needs to do is they do have a Bloodhound who is capable of scanning beacons. If you scan beacons early, you're going to know where the rings are moving. That way you guys won't get caught out in the open, and you guys won't get gate kept from trying to reach the zone, because really your team is lacking some mobility to help you guys move into the ring safely. Now, one thing to keep in mind, Loba, she's a solid pick. I have said some pretty negative things about Loba in the past. She's not the best late game, but Loba's probably the best legend to have early game, because what's going to happen is you guys are going to be able to loot up, and with her black market boutique, you're going to have better loot than the majority of teams out there. So what I'm thinking is that if you're utilizing a Loba in your legend composition, you want to be very aggressive early game. That's what I'm thinking. You utilize Loba, you get the best loot around, and then you get early kill points. One thing to note is that the easiest way to get kills in ranked is to get kills early, because you know teams aren't going to be looted. You're not necessarily going to get third-partied a lot off the drop because all the other teams are busy looting or rotating around the map. So you guys need to drop pretty safe, loot up, use that black market boutique, and immediately push teams and get your kill points, and then utilize Bloodhound's beacon scans to rotate around the map and find the best locations to hold for late game. All right, so now we're going to check out where they are dropping. Looks like they got their eye on Energy Depot. Alright, so good. Look around for other teams. So he's kind of locked in on this one enemy right here. I'd like for you to kind of look behind you and see what's going on that way as well. That way when you're rotating outside of Energy Depot, you can kind of know what's going on and if you're going to be rotating into a lot of teams or not. All right, so you see that there's gunfire right here underneath the stairs here. So what you do fine, you rotate towards the stairs, you're utilizing this as your cover, but you can't shoot under those stairs. So now you need to reload, right? Instead of just wandering off this way in this direction, you're a super easy target out here. You need to utilize this cover right here to your left. I think that what you do is you kind of stop right here and you peek and you take shots here, and then when you need to reload or switch your weapons, then you come back this way and you're going to be a much more difficult target. You can even get creative and you can, you know, once you're reloading, you can work your way up here and then drop down and shoot him from behind. So you kind of just went out in the open with this fight. You didn't utilize cover. It's really important to utilize the jiggle peek or the shoulder peek method. I'll show you guys a clip of kind of what a shoulder peek looks like or resembles here. So this is a perfect example of the jiggle peek, taking a shot and then back to cover, taking a shot, then back to cover, and then finishing him off, just rinse and repeat. And luckily that Pathfinder didn't even have a team. So here's where Loba's super nice early game. You guys are all gonna have some good armor, some really good weapons. I see an R99 here. This is what I'm thinking. I see you're picking up that Hemlock. That's perfectly fine. The Hemlock is probably... I probably rated it wrong in my tier list. This is probably an A+ or S tier. Probably the best assault rifle in the game, honestly. The R99 is the best SMG, arguably the best gun in the game. I say you pick up this Hemlock and use the R99. That way you are covered close range and you're covered at medium and longer range with the Hemlock. Lifeline's one of those legends that you're kind of playing more back. That way you're more support and you can revive teammates as they go down. So it is good to have a weapon like a Hemlock. I would say the Hemlock is probably the best weapon that a Lifeline can utilize. So you guys are all looted up, all got blue, that's great. Loba is off in the distance. This is where I think that you need to be more of an IGL. I know you're playing with randoms, but whether you're playing with randoms or whether you're playing, you know, with a team, I think you need to be a little more assertive and, you know, take that captain role and let him know, like, hey, Loba, wait up for us. We're on our way. Don't push without us. You know, kind of direct the team. Even if randoms aren't following in your footsteps, you know, they are going to play a little bit better if you're giving them that guidance. So they revive, they're pushing up on this res. I do like this formation that they have. They have this kind of triangle formation. This is always a great formation to have in fights. You got somebody on the right, somebody on the left, covering both flanks. And then you have Lifeline here that can cover from the front. She can cover from the left and the right. If either one of these people go down, then you can rotate that way and revive and heal them. So yeah, this is great positioning here. So he calls out this guy has no shield, which is really important. Push up on him. Don't let him heal that shield up. Teammate gets a knock. Nice thirst.
Enemy taken out. Looks like you know how to handle yourself. Vault here.
So your Bloodhound calls out. There's another squad approaching. You can see them. They're behind this tree here. I think initially what I do, I get height up here so that you can kind of see how close this team is, and then you can kind of go from there and laser shots on them if you can. Also, you have that hemlock with a bruiser. Make sure you're using it. So you're getting hit from behind. Now immediately what I think, you guys just need to get here. Ping this building. Say, hey, Skyrock, we're coming to you. Yahidus, come inside this building. There's a team out back, and then there's a team behind us as well. We need to get inside. We need to recruit. You don't need to be getting in this box. Just get in, get in, get in. Nice revive. I like that he revives and he's facing the door. That way it's going to block any shots trying to get that Loba. Remember, you have that hemlock. You should be utilizing that hemlock from this range. So you can tell from the shots, you got one team west this way, and then you have one team back this way as well. And it sounds like they have a turret, a Sheila. Really not much you can do here other than hold up. And you know, let your Loba know. She just tossed her jump drive. You're focusing on this team out here. Loba's going to fight a separate team all by herself. She's kind of costing. You need to realize that your teammate, he's fighting a whole different fight and probably need to be with him instead. But really, that's not your fault that she just she W keyed a team all by herself. I don't know what she was doing. Nice shots. You have really good accuracy, especially with that R3. I like it. Great shots, great shots. Now you have that hemlock. You don't know how many people are out this way. I really don't like this push, really. I mean, you're kind of stuck in no man's land, right? You have no idea how many people are this way. You know you have teams this way as well. I don't really think it's safe to necessarily go over there and get this banner. Yep, just get inside. Run, run, run. Holster your weapon and run. You're faster when you're holstering your weapon. So right here, you need to throw out your drone and then take the battery. It's just going to be more time efficient. You're going to be getting health and you're going to be getting shield at the same time. Instead, you do it backwards, but that's just something small you can correct. So those teams left and they're going to revive. This means you got time to grab that Loba's banner, even though she left all by herself. I don't know what she was doing. So right here, this is just a small tip. You know, say you're getting chased by a team and you need to get this mantle right here. If you ever see walls kind of in this 90-degree angle right here, side by side, you can even wall jump onto this wall, bounce so that you're higher up on this one. That way you have a shorter mantle animation to get over that wall. Just something small. It's, you know, kind of an advanced technique, but it's something to practice. So Goat's reviving his teammate, and then they need to try to go back and get his loot. So again, here's where you kind of need to be an IGL. You need to tell them like, hey, you know, there's a guy up here, but you're safe to come get your loot. Be that IGL and take control. Let them know. Come up here, grab your stuff. I got your cover. I don't really hear any comms with you and the randoms, really. This Loba really tries to go off all by herself. We got a controller looter. He's not moving. He's on controller. Fry him. Switch to the R3. Switch, switch, switch. Nice, nice, nice. Good shots, man. You have really good shots. I like that he's not taking the time to heal up here. He's just pushing up. He's really helping his team out. Somebody's down low. You don't need to thirst this kill. He's taking fire up top. Get up there and help. Lifeline's clutch for those situations. Good job throwing out the heal drone as well. I don't think you give up high ground there. I think you stick with your teammate as the res is sticking. All right, just something little here that I want to talk about is I see a lot of players in plat and gold do this a lot. And what they do is, number one, they ADS right here. They aim down their sights at this target. This is great that you're hip firing. You 100% want to hip fire this shot and hip fire against this enemy, right? Now, what I see a lot of players do is they jump when they're getting low on health, right? So you jump here, and that actually makes you a really predictable target. Later on down the line, that's going to get you killed. You're an easy target to track when you're jumping. So what I want you to do here is I want you to crouch spam on this target. I'm going to show an example of a crouch spam. That way you can utilize that more. You just need to be spamming your crouch and just going left and right with your strafes. If you go up in that arc and you're jumping, then he knows exactly how to track you with his shot. If he's a really good opponent and he has something like a Mastiff, then it's just going to make you a really easy target to finish off. So it's hard to show off in first person, but this is me utilizing crouch spam to dodge shots and finish off the kill. So next, what I'm wanting you to do here, what you need to do is there's this target, which it looks like you're going to do, and you need to shoulder peek or jiggle peek this right here. Typically what I'm recommending is when you're utilizing that shoulder peek method is you want about like 30% of your screen covered. That way you're a more difficult target to hit and you have this that you can jiggle left and right out of with shots. So nice, you get the thirst. Remember, you want to jiggle peek off that. And if you see what you did there, you totally left your cover. You're all the way out here. This isn't providing you any assistance. What I think you do here is I think you just hang right back in this area and you peek left and right at this octane. Instead, you just walk straight out into the open and you make yourself really easy to hit. Loba gets the clutch though, so that's good. So one thing I want you guys to know is when it gets to 4 teams left, you can see that there's actually a player missing and it's the player on your team. So every single team is full. Every team has 3 players except for you guys. But what I think that you guys should do is I think you guys need to get pretty close where if things start going down, if fights start breaking out, you guys can capitalize and end up winning the game. All right, so now there's only 2 squads left other than you guys. Get closer, get a little involved. You can hear shots. He's got some Krabers. He's going to have to aim up a little bit more for that. So yeah, I think you guys get closer. Push on up. 1 knock on each side. Kuma knocked somebody and Kuma's knocked. One squad left. Push up in there before they can heal. Third party this fight. And there you go. Nice easy win there. That's exactly how you want to play in game. When there's 2 squads left fighting and there's knocks on both sides, get in, get involved, and finish that fight and win that game. So just general overview from what I see from this is Super Hot Goat, you have great mechanical skill. You have really good aim. I can tell you played mouse and key games, FPS games a lot in the past. You have really good skill and you know you've taken a break from the game and come back and you're looking to improve. Main things that I want you to do is I want you to be the IGL, whether you have a team or whether you don't have a team. Tell your randoms exactly what you want them to do. Even if they're not going to really do it, even if they're going to be a jerk, still try to be that captain and let them know what to do. Other thing, you are lifeline a lot, so try to utilize the Hemlock, try to utilize the R301 like you were doing. Maybe switch that R301 out for an R99, and then just stay close to the team. I saw the Loba go way far off by herself. You know, that was totally her fault, but try to stick with them and tell them how to play each scenario and each situation, and also make sure you're shoulder peeking and jiggle peeking those covers. You know, you weren't utilizing cover as effectively as you could. But other than that, you're not going to have much problem. You're going to get through plat, you're going to get to diamond, and hey, I hope this helped out.